Construction infrastructure is quite risky, but how about destroying it? Demolition. It is a process that involves destroying or wrecking any building or structure. Demolition contrasts with deconstruction, which involves taking a building apart while carefully preserving valuable materials for reuse purposes. Why is demolition necessary? We have listed 5 reasons. 1. Infrastructure has a weak foundation. 2. Infrastructure is old. 3. Buildings contain dangerous materials. 4th, there is a change in governmental building codes or zoning laws. And lastly, there are plans to sell a vacant cell. Before a demolition is executed, the experts must consider several different factors. A demolition process is customized for each project and typically involves the following steps. First is the demolition plan. Experts should craft a detailed plan demonstrating what will be involved in the demolition, how it will be carried out, the equipment that will be used, the emergency plan and first aid, and how much debris they will need to clean up. Building survey. Experts like engineers must examine the different characteristics of a building to check the condition of its framing, floors, and walls. Removal of hazardous materials. Specialized personnel are called upon to remove dangerous materials from the building before demolition, such as floors, loose objects, roof trusses, and steel structures, explosive, inflammable, toxic, and harmful substances. Wear personal protective equipment, and training requirements. OSHA construction standards require the employees to receive proper training. Employers must provide this safety training in a language and vocabulary their workers can understand. Now that we know the demolition process, let's talk about the 2 methods of demolition. First is the non-explosive method. The non-explosive method is done by using equipment such as sledgehammer. This is used to hit small surfaces and walls. Bulldozer. Dozers are typically used to push dirt, grade, and cut roads, but it is also very useful equipment for the demolition process. Excavator. It is one of the most useful equipment used in demolition. It can take down big or small structures. It depends on the size of the excavator that you will use. Excavators are multi-purpose in demolition because of the different types of tools that can be attached to them, such as buckets, thumbs, claws, etc. Wrecking balls. A huge ball weighing up to 12,000 pounds. These are used to perform demolition activity if the height of the building is 6 to 7 stories. And high-reach excavators. If the building is too tall, like 300 feet, this equipment will need to get involved. Replace outdated and dangerous demolition methods, such as swinging a wrecking ball on a crane. They can also be used in place of controlled explosives to drop a building when this method is not feasible for the building site. The second method is the explosive method, which is the commonly used method for the demolition process. It involves using powerful explosives to bring down buildings. Demolition involves additional hazards due to unknown factors which make demolition work particularly dangerous. Some risks of demolition. The demolition team may be unaware of the changes made in the original design. Unknown flaws in the construction materials used. Hazards that are triggered because of the demolition method. Materials that cannot be in the structure such as silica, asbestos, chemicals, and heavy metals. Of course, if there are risks, there are also safety measures in dealing with demolition. Everyone must understand the demolition plan. Organize worker participation. Demolition zones shall be taped off with warning/caution tape to control access. Employ, contract, or subcontract competent and qualified workers and firms. Mount and direct two-way communication. Plan the necessary training and instruction sessions. Collect plans and reports of the structure to be demolished. Conduct surveys to fully evaluate the project. And lastly, plan an effective site supervision that keeps workers and the public as far away from the risks as possible. Some hazards in demolition can be controlled as long as people are properly trained and well informed with all the standards and regulations of the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Demolition safety requires careful planning, and everyone involved must know what precautions are needed on site. By knowing all the safety measures and providing proper training, you could easily save lives and reduce injuries.